city of Verona, which really is beautiful, where Shakespeare set Romeo and Juliet, and you have to queue up to go and see the balcony for some time, and the two gentlemen of Verona, obviously, and he used to be a figure skater. So here's Marco.
Hello, hi everybody, my name is Marco, I work for Mediacom and as an SEO planner. First few bits about myself, as Joe said, I was born and bred in Verona, which is a lovely city not far from Venice. Obviously, being Italian, I'm in love with Italian cuisine, so I'm also like in love with bread as well. And being a former figure skater, my favorite movie is Blaze of Glory, which is an amazing comedy with Will Ferrell. If you've never seen it, just go and watch it, it's amazing. But coming back to SEO, what are we going to learn today is about how to save time with automatic SEO alerts, and be the first to know, and actually if anything goes wrong on the website. What we going to talk to know is about the agenda, which is we're going to cover robot.txt, tracking traffic and revenue, and then performance, to go and finish with the rankings, and finally takeaways. Talking about robots.txt, basically what I saw is my real agency experience. What I saw was that it is really nasty line on the page description. No information is available for this page, and basically what I find out is that was something really wrong with the crawling and indexing on Google. I checked finally the traffic on analytics, and I saw was literally the traffic was going nose dive down. So I tried to check pretty much everything on the website, and especially for the technical side, and I wasn't able to find anything until I've been to see the robots.txt, and finally I checked it, and I saw that basically the developer, which was actually leaving a company, had a brilliant idea to disallow the entire website, which basically, it didn't allow any search engine like Google or Bing to index the site anymore. So my solution to avoid this kind of catastrophic issues in the future was using a page change detector. The one I'm using is called Visual Ping, which is a Canadian company. The URL is visualping.io, and it's free to up to 2 pages. So for free you can track 2 pages, and then you got a paid line, you can track many. It's quite cheap to use as well. The setup is quite easy. Just go to Visual Ping and add the robots.txt URL on the top, and it's quite important. Just go to the bottom and then switch to any change. This is quite important, because if you go into, if the developer is disallowing the entire website, you need to switch to any change to see any difference. And then just sit down and start receiving notification. Hopefully you're going to be aware of any change on the robots.txt. Second one is about traffic and revenue. Let me explain this one with a picture. So the one in the middle is Google releasing as many updates to make our lives a bit more difficult day by day. The one probably at the bottom is your website, or the website of your clients, and the one on the top right hand corner, it's you, reporting once per month. Now what's the issue here? What's the main concept here? So basically it is like a calendar month. Let's say that, for example, you're tracking your reporting once per month, and the first of the month is the day where you're delivering your report. And then let's say something really bad is happening on the 7th. Then basically you're going to lose an entire month for optimization, because if anything, for example, the robots.txt issue is going to affect the website, you're not going to notice anything till the beginning of the next month. So my solution to track any ups and downs for traffic and revenue is the custom alerts on Google Analytics, which provide a really good range of alerts. To set it up, they're quite easy. Just go to settings, click on settings, go to custom alerts, and then add the alert name and the notification email addresses. What I recommend to do is like 4. Probably the most important one is no traffic. Is absolutely the most important one for one simple reason. If you got no traffic on the website, that means like probably a couple of things. First one, the site is down, so the server is not working. You got some like technical issues, or something that really happened to me in the past is that the GA code has been misplaced. Sounds impossible, but it can happen more than we think. And so no traffic is probably the top one of alerts I recommend to use. The other one is probably useful for many different websites. Dropping traffic, to set it up, just go to organic session, decrease by 20%. It's probably good as a rule of thumb. Some other ones, dropping goals, especially if you got a lead generation website. And the fourth is drop in revenue, especially if you got an e-commerce. Next one is about, number 3 is about performance. And when I think about performance is, we can compare it to British summer, because every year we got really good expectations. Maybe today is sunny, so we're going to expect like a sunny summer all the time. But sometimes reality is a bit different. And from my perspective, it's the same for performance, because if you test the site once, that doesn't mean that it's going to be fast like all the week, all the month, and for the next like 6 months. And also, an uptime monitor is not going to tell you if the site is suddenly like slowing down. So you need to use something different. What I personally use for my clients is a tool called Rapid Spike, which provides continuous performance tracking and also smart notification, because you don't really want to receive a notification every hour. But what you really want to do is to be notified just when important things are like coming up. So this tool is providing also smart notifications. Talking about the tool, it's got 3 interesting features. The first of them is called performance tracking, which is downloading the resources and measuring the speed like on a different location. Why? Because not all your clients are from a single city. Not all of them are, for example, from London. So this tool is giving you like more, an idea about how is the page speed all around the place. Second one is the automatic Google audit. Basically, it's going to run the Google Lighthouse audits like once per day, so you can see the trend. You can see it is going up and down if you're like optimizing the site, obviously. And also the tracking the third parties. This is quite relevant as well, because not everything that is slowing down the website is going to be on your server. It can be like you can be like a service provider from another like third-party companies. And this was the alerts about performance. Talking about the rankings, there are multiple ways to get notified. I personally use a tool called BrightonSEO, which is good to have a kind of like landscape for like keywords. It's quite cool because it can provide a preview feature, which is really useful. Second one is SEMrush. Probably most of the people they know SEMrush, and it's probably even easier to set it up than compared to BrightonSEO. Talking about BrightonSEO, the setup process is quite easy. Just go to settings, anomaly detection, and just do set up the drop out of page 1. So anything which is in position 1 to 10, if it's dropping to out of page 1, you're going to receive a notification. It's quite good. You're going to receive a notification like once per week, so it's quite quite mild way to get notified. Also, another feature quite interesting is called preview feature. So, for example, let's say today you're going to set up the alerts. It's going to benchmark against the rankings of last week. So straight away you're going to understand if you're going to receive 1 notification or 100. So you know if you set up the alert for the right thing. Next one is about SEMrush. It's quite very easy to set up. Go and select the project and then go to alerts. And just I'm going to provide you a couple of samples. First one is about leaves the top 10, same as BrightonSEO. Another interesting one, it's loses more than 5 positions. So for example, if you're running, if you're like ranking on page on position number 1, your position number 6, you're going to receive a notification. It's quite good if you're ranking for very high positions. Also, if you see like some shift in rankings, you might really want to have a look at the SEMrush sensor, because you can see the volatility on the SERP as well, and basically it's going to advise you if there is any Google update, and you might really want to notify your clients as well. Final one is about a really cool tool called IFT, which is really like a simple to set up tool. It means if this then that, which is if there is any particular kind of event, you can track, you can receive a notification on Gmail, Slack, Google Sheet, many different tools. There are more than 1,000 like applets they're called, but I'm going to provide you like for more like things for like more dedicated to SEO. First one is RSS to Google Sheets, which means if a new feed is published, for example, if you got a blog, if you're tracking a competitor, this kind of pages, then it's going to add a row on a very specific Google sheet. Second one, for example, if you use Twitter, if you're a Twitter user, track competitor tweets in a spreadsheet, which means if, for example, if you're following a SEO expert, if SEO expert tweets, then you're going to add a row to a Google Sheet. This is quite relevant because it's going to save you time, especially if you don't have time to follow a person which is like tweeting like every 2 hours. Obviously, you or you're on Twitter, so this one is going to help you to save some time. And the final one, track hashtag mentions in a spreadsheet. This is also relevant because if you're following like a trend, let's say an event like BrightonSEO, you can just add this applet on it, and then it's going to populate and add a row for any tweet with the same hashtag. So you're going to have, if you check like once per week, you can have an idea about who the people like tweeting about a specific topic. And finally, to conclude, takeaways. Test the alert straight away. What we saw today was the tools about tracking the robots.txt, and then finally traffic and revenue, performance with the rapid spike, rankings with the BrightEdge or SEMrush, and then if. Second recommendation is to stay in control, especially if you're like agency side. Manage all the notification with the client, and also be ready to provide an explanation if anything goes wrong. Obviously, the client is going to ask you, oh, why drop in rankings, why drop in traffic? So be ready. They're going to make a question to you. Finally, also maintenance. Maintenance is key. Review the alerts every few months. I recommend maybe every like 3-4 months. And also test and add new alerts over time. Nothing in SEO is going to live forever, so it's a good habit to come back and review the alerts. And that's it. Thanks for coming.
Awesome. Any questions from Marco from the floor? Anybody? I did write a couple down actually. So I mean, the first thing was about the tools. So BrightEdge, Rapid Spike. Are they free? Paid for? What's the model like for those tools?
Yeah. So basically, I would say probably the price is really competitive compared to other tools. Probably combined like Rapid Spike and BrightEdge, we're talking about $1-2 per year. So if you got clients, it's quite a good investment to make.
Okay. And I suppose most people are running SEO programs on behalf of clients. Well, certainly when I've run SEO programs for clients, there's a problem with getting stuff implemented. So how quickly can clients kind of act and roll back changes if they need to, based on alerts?
That's a really good point actually. Obviously the best response would be like the sooner the better, but what we're really talking here about is more about planning, because if you're going to receive an alert because you're dropping traffic, you're dropping rankings, that probably means that probably you didn't plan in advance. So that's the point.
Anybody else with a question for Marco? No? Oh, we have this chap here. Thank you. Sorry, could you repeat that?
Based on how many top contacts counted, returns keyword topic suggestions.
Specific scripts for automatic tracking you recommend?
With Python. I'm a learner, to be honest. I'm not that advanced, but definitely Python is the like main SEO topic at the moment. So it's probably my next talk is going to be Python and others.
It sounds like you two guys need to have a chat. So, anybody else with a question for Marco? Okay, let's have another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. So, next.